million-dollar question is what's better, Taobao or 1688? And if you're sourcing from China for the first time, been doing this for many years, there are differences to both. So let me break them down for you before you make your decision. For those that don't know me, my name is Michael. I've been living in China for 7 years and been in the sourcing business for many years. So let's talk about Taobao first. It's quite user-friendly, but some things off the bat is that it's all in Chinese, and if you're using Google Chrome, you can simply use the plugin of Google Translate and translate it to English, but just to demonstrate basic functions, I will just keep it in Chinese. With Taobao, a lot of suppliers accept for bank cards, as in Visa and Mastercard, so you don't need a Chinese bank account, but you do need an Alipay account, which can be created just simply opening an Alipay account on your mobile app and using your local phone number for whatever country you're from to open an account, and you're good to go from there. If you don't have an Alipay account, it gets complicated, and then you're gonna have to rely on third-party services to help you purchase goods. One specific thing I like about Taobao is that you can ship a lot of these products overseas. Granted that they're not copyright, so if you try and get some branded items on Taobao, it's not gonna work out. So I'm just gonna pick like a generic product here. Whoa, 19,000, whatever. Let's just pick just generic product, and let's say I wanna buy it. And then when I go to buy it, I'm gonna go ahead and make the purchase. And here's the interesting part. If you go to more methods to pay, you can say I want to pay using foreign bank cards, then you can add your bank card here and you can accept a Visa and Mastercard directly. Realize there are going to be transaction fees and maybe foreign exchange fees when it comes to Taobao that aren't explicitly mentioned. So Taobao is great for people that are just getting started, are okay with learning the platform, because once you get a couple orders in, then you can go ahead and do it in the future. And they also ship to overseas countries, but it's limited. Right now they only ship to like 7 countries, and off the top of my head it's like US, Canada, Singapore, Australia, and maybe some other European countries, but it's very, very limited. In most cases, if you're not from those countries, you're probably going to need a freight forwarder or a third party to help you ship the products. But now let's talk about 1688. So let's say you've gotten your feet wet, you've been doing the sourcing business for a while, and you want to find better deals. Then you can try 1688. Now with 1688, it does have better pricing and it suggests a more bulk order / wholesale environment, whereas on Taobao, it's strictly retail, like individual buyer, B2C. This one is mainly focused on B2B, but there are some things you need to know that some suppliers do that are quite sneaky. Sometimes suppliers put a price that is just ridiculously cheap, and then when you actually place the order, they're like, no, that's just the advertising price. The real price is this instead. I just realized it happens, not that frequently, but just especially if it's customized product where you want to add your logo, it's not exactly what's stated on the website, and you'll find out when you talk to the supplier. But a big issue here is that you can only make payments with Chinese yuan unless you have a world first account. But to make a world first account, you're gonna need to go through a lot of loops, either have a business entity in your country or have a Chinese business account and a business established, which can be a pain in the butt if you don't know what you're doing or if you don't have one established and you're just trying to get started. And it's in rare cases that some of these suppliers accept USD, but it's changing once in a while. Now recently 1688 did publish a world version, but when I looked into the details, and I have a video specifically covering this, it doesn't take international payments, and if it does, it would only ship products to Hong Kong, Taiwan, and I think Thailand. I'm not 100% sure on that, but it's just like Hong Kong, Taiwan. So it doesn't really finish with the last leg logistics. So if you want to use the world version of 1688, yes, it may solve some of the payment problems if you can pay easily on Hong Kong dollars instead of Chinese yuan without a Chinese bank account, but you're still going to need an Alipay account and a freight forwarder either from Taiwan or Hong Kong to ship it to your found destination. So it's not 100% set in stone. Also with 1688, you are 99% of the time going to need a freight forwarder or shipping agent in China, because the 1688 only focuses on the domestic market in China, so it'll just ship it to a city in China. In most cases, they're not even licensed to be able to export it overseas because there's a lot of paperwork that goes into it, and the supplier will most likely just not want to deal with that, as they call in Chinese, 麻烦, that troublesome. Realize that you're going to need a shipping agent for that. And another big thing, the difference between Taobao and 1688 is Taobao is more refund friendly, as in they have the 7-day no questions asked refund policy in most of their products on Taobao. But once you go into 1688, it gets more complicated. Sometimes suppliers, if you customize something to like no refunds possible, like if you have your own logo, because they can't resell it, it has no resale value. Or if you receive the products and they're of decent quality, but you just last minute decide I don't like it, then there's going to be a hard case to fight with some of these suppliers because it's a wholesale environment meant for B2B business. You have to put a fight and make a case on 1688. And if you don't know what you're doing and how to make the case properly, you are going gonna probably end up losing that money and just accepting the goods as they are. So Taobao is a little bit more refund friendly versus 1688, and that's something to know. Just realize that we do provide sourcing services from all Chinese platforms. If you need like a plug and play solution, that you don't need an Alipay account, a Chinese bank account, you don't need to read any Chinese, everything is translated on the website directly at our website, bordascommerce.net. You just simply copy the link of the product in 1688, put it on the website, and it will translate the images and the words in English and have it in USD pricing. So if you need assistance with this kind of service to source goods from China to go to your final destination overseas, you can consider making an account for free at our website. Now, which one is better? If I had to pick one, well, if you're a foreigner without a Chinese bank account, I would say Taobao is better. Just make an Alipay account, get used to the platform. It's more friendly for refunds. And if you live within those 7 countries that can be shipped directly from Taobao to your overseas country, then yeah, start with Taobao. Definitely good. Of course, if you don't even want to use Chinese platforms, there's always AliExpress and Alibaba. But if you're beginning, you don't have an Alipay account or Chinese bank account, go with Taobao. If you have a method to pay your Chinese suppliers directly with Alipay and Chinese yuan, or you have a Chinese bank account, or you have a Chinese partner, or you work with a company like our company where we help you source these goods from China, then I would consider you going to 1688 because the pricing is more favorable. You can buy items in bulk easier, and you'll be able to get a better bottom line for your business. Both platforms are in Chinese. I've heard rumors that they're trying to make Taobao English version, but I haven't seen one yet. Baopals is something that's developed by a third party, but it's not Taobao proper, so I don't count that as an English version Taobao. That's a third party helping you. And so you're gonna need to get your feet wet in some of these transactions to get used to it. Overall, if you're familiar of how to use these sourcing platforms and you have practice in them, they're both good to use and they both have their benefits. If you found value from this video, consider liking and subscribing for more tips of sourcing from China for your business without running into any trouble, hassle-free service, and having hassle-free methods to do so. And if you want to know step by step on how to use 1688 from finding the ideal product, the ideal supplier, even the shipping, as well as refunds and returns, check out this video right here.